My Hometown, brought to you by Giuseppe Pizzeria by Dr. Utker. How will your family settle the last slice?
My name is Ben Finelli. I'm not much older than everyone in this room. What I'm about to talk about today is purely through life experience. And I tell the story from my point of view because there's about a week to 8 days that I don't remember at all.
And that is a crushing hit. Ben Finelli is down and not moving.
When he was lying there motionless, it absolutely terrified me. My heart was in my throat.
When I was told I probably should step out on the ice, I knew at that point something obviously was terribly wrong.
This was a very severe situation because he was unconscious, he was cut, and he was seizing, but we could see that he was breathing, that there was air coming through the nose, so that part was good.
We saw him go into the ambulance, and he was not really conscious.
I was concerned for Ben, whether he was even going to survive the night.
As soon as I started to come to, my mom said to me, "Ben, do you know why you're here?" And initially I started to shake my limbs and figure out, what did I break this time? But my body didn't hurt. And so at that point I started to tear up.
He had fractured his skull, he had 2 subdural hematomas and an epidural hematoma. So that's a lot of damage to the brain.
The doctors started speaking, said that hockey and sports were out of the question for the rest of my life. Really, the scarier things were that he said I also may be a different person than I was the first 16 years of my life. On the last day in the hospital, the doctor came in and said, "Ben, we're not able to explain how you've healed the way you have, but you're going to be able to head home today."
We kept his equipment in a stall. I think that was very, very important for his mental strength.
Spotters said that you're a part of this team. We don't know how or what your position is going to be exactly, but if you want to be a part of this team, we're going to make sure you have a role here. People always ask me, "Ben, so what'd you do to the guy after? What happened to him? Have you talked to him?" The guy that hit me. And the value in going out and doing something negative or having this negative emotion lying over me, there was no value in that in my recovery. One day I went into Spotter's office and said, it's really getting tough for me to be up top watching and not being able to do anything. So he said, it's okay if you wanted to go do something else. So that's what kind of triggered this triathlon idea.
I believe Ben wanted to prove to himself that he was capable of doing this triathlon. He'd be capable of doing pretty much anything.
He became one very determined young man to prove to me he was healthy and strong enough to go back to play.
Crossing the finish line, Ben Finelli.
2 years after my injury, the doctor said that if I wanted to, I would be able to play hockey again. I looked to my left and my mom was breaking down and crying.
The thought of him ever going back was truly, it was sickening to me. It was nauseating. I had to really get my head around that.
I want to thank my family for their unconditional love and understanding as I pursue my goal of returning to play.
It was just one of those moments in sports for me that you can really feel proud of, because you had a boy that defied all the odds, and here he was trying to pursue his dream a second time.
I'm pretty sure there wasn't a dry eye in this building the night when Ben skated back out there.
I was in awe, and it was the beginning of an incredible next 3 years of my life.
Good puck pursuit by the Rangers. Now Finelli scores! Ben Finelli!
Many thought he might not play again, but it's great to see Ben Finelli back out on the ice again for the Kitchener Rangers.
The shooter gets the puck, rebound, come back through, pass to the middle, now you're crossing over the other side. Same thing's happening on the other way. Would I go through the journey again? And to be honest, would I want to go through the pain and the injury in my brain and the pain I caused my family? Of course not. But the fact that a situation made me look at something other than hockey was the healthiest thing I could have had in my life at that time. I'm going to end with this message. The game has given you so much, whatever sport it is you're playing. I promise you, it has taught you so many things that you may not realize till you get to my age or older. And if you have to step away, I am a big believer that that is the toughest thing you can do. Real toughness is being able to accept the position you're in and then find a way to deal with it. Thank you.
My Hometown, brought to you by Giuseppe Pizzeria by Dr. Utker. How will your family settle the last slice?